just like we make a lot of quick decisions in the military, we learn on the fly fast as well. We learn about life. We learn about people. We learn what it is to be family. We learn what it is to care for each other, to be held accountable to the highest level. These are things that I can honestly say I took away from the military that made me a stronger individual.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I survived for so long in the military because people nurturing me. Everybody, they'll nurture their sailors in a different way, but I feel like, the development of an individual in the Navy, that's going to determine whether they want to stay in or not, how you handle them. And for me, like, I've had good leadership, I've had bad leadership, so I learn, different things from each type of individual, but it's just the ones that truly care. Those are the ones that make me want to stay in and change other people's lives. Be able to, be there for my guys, or, help them through stuff. I don't want to just be able to tell them like, oh, work, 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 do this, do this, do this, and not realize like that they're people too. They have family, they have things that they want to accomplish in life. And I mean, everybody joins the Navy for a reason. And for me, I would hate to see somebody join the Navy and not accomplish anything that you planned or set out to do, while you were in, So I just want to, be able to help that individual like along their career if they decide to stay in, or even if they decide to get out. The Navy's not for everybody, but I want everybody, to be able to excel.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with you on that.
Definitely.
That is big. That was big. That was very big. And that makes a lot of sense. A lot of people don't understand that. Leadership is a big thing. It's a big. Sometimes you ain't even got no time for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not getting no award. I'm okay with not making the next rank. I'm okay with that now. I'm okay with it now.
Yeah.
I wasn't okay with it before. I'm okay with it now because I know I gave so much grind, so much grit, so much for this place. You know what I mean? But if anything, when I leave this good old Navy, when I leave that, I know for a fact, man, I'm gonna touch so many people.
What it's all about.
And if they make rank, I made rank. You get what I'm saying? Because if they make it, and I got chiefs right now, I got officers, I got all them that was under me, and they are up to their next. I feel like I'm with them. You know what I mean? Just ain't got the money like
But you're right. That's really what it's all about. I thrive off that when my sailors are like, oh, thank you, you helped me. That's the stuff that like really matters. Getting not to necessarily know them like too personally, because you want to be professional at the same time too, but like you'd be surprised the power in asking somebody, how's your day, or saying good morning. A lot of people don't do that sometimes, and you don't know what the hell a person is going through, and you'd be surprised how you ask somebody how their day is going, and you'll get so much information that you didn't even know that this individual was dealing with. So
I definitely agree with you guys, man. That's the biggest takeaway. That helps you when you learn to nurture. You learn a lot of nurturing, whether or not you realize it, from being in the military, especially when you become a supervisor. And you're stuck on these carriers for months at a time, weeks at a time, days at a time. It's impossible to not notice your people's moods and changes in their behavior. You have to really be trying not to notice that. And the difference between a good leader and a bad leader is someone who notices it and speaks on it, tries to do something about it. And I feel like in doing that, that's leading you down the path to be that nurturer that, will eventually, make you a better person. And like you said, man, watching them excel, that's an award in itself. It is. Even still, I keep track of, everybody I've ever worked with, and I watch everybody excelling, man, and they still like make me proud and make me happy, make me excited to see people names popping up and doing their thing. Like I don't have to be in and feel like it's got to be me. That wasn't my path. My path was to do exactly what I did. My 12 years, help as many people as I could, be as the best team member I could, relieve as many people as I could, go on about my life and do what I was supposed to do next. And then for the next person, that may look different. So I mean, that's a huge takeaway, man. I definitely agree with you guys.
You got peace though.
Oh yeah,
You get what I'm
definitely.
saying? That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing, man. When you got peace, you good.
That's my spirit.
Everything
That's
else
my
is straight.
spirit. So my
You know?
spirit needs peace, man. Me without peace ain't me. It's not me. Like when we were stationed in Florida, man. Like my peace was what we did with the kids. Like
Yeah.
I need those type of outlets. I need that type of interaction to feel like I'm serving and a purpose, have a purpose. And without that, like I don't feel like myself. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but that's just my nature. And I mean, I know you too. That's a lot of your nature as well. But everybody's not the same.
Yeah, I
In
agree.
your opinion, where do you think relationships fall short when it comes to providing and nurturing? What do you think it falls short?
Mm, I think it falls short when, you don't have good communication, not on the same page. If someone feels like overwhelmed, because somebody can be providing for you, but they, may have an issue with that if you're not bringing anything to the table as well. So I think communication is key. Because I mean, at least if you communicate, you could pinpoint like what's wrong. So I think the biggest thing is communication, because communication is going to hit a lot of other things, that may be wrong in your relationship. And if you communicate, it gives you a better opportunity to rectify the situation.
Yep,
Right.
definitely, definitely.
And me, man, I think happiness, right? It's not my job as a husband to make my wife happy. It's to
Mm.
keep her happy. She has to have a happiness herself. I have to have a happiness myself. You get what I'm saying? To give her that energy of my happiness, and then that's what we come, right?
Hmm.
The meaning of love, love goes, man. All right, so I love you. Or am I in love with you? You get what I'm saying? Because you can love a person, you know what I mean, and just love them, you know what I mean, and not be together. Be like, all right, man, I love you. I guess we're not gonna be together no more. You know what I mean? But now, I mean, in love, staying in love, doing stuff that you wouldn't usually do. You know what I mean? Take her on a date. Give her time, give him time. You know what I mean? But he has to want to do it, and she has to want to do it too. Me and my wife take us little outings all the time. We didn't have money to go to the Bahamas or to Jamaica, anywhere like that. So what I did was I go rent a hotel down in the ocean front, give me a little view in the back at my Norfolk, Jamaica, Nassau, Norfolk, something. And I come up with things, man, and I make it interesting. You know what I mean? And we have good times. And you know that, Clay. We go out and we have a good time. And it won't be kids. The kids cannot. Kids, you love your wife. You're in love with your wife, and everyone hear me on this. Kids are a lovely thing, but kids shouldn't be in that side of that realm. You get what I'm saying? We're gonna always love our kids, but we also have to love each other. So we have to do stuff alone. You have the alone time, the date nights. Every night is a date night to me. You know what I mean? Every night.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it is my friend. It's my companion. You know what I mean? And we joke people all the time when we walking through. That's what we do. So as
Definitely.
long as so you meet someone that you're gonna be happy with, meaning happy. You know what I mean? Just downright happy,
Right.
not because they are sexy, don't have no intellect, no nothing. They just fine with
That's lust.
no mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't want it. They full of they self. You know what I
Feeling
mean?
yourself,
So
you ain't got room for me.
nah, nah, because I like to get dirty. You better get dirty with me, man. So
Yeah.
that's my take on it, man. Love is a big thing, man. So the love, the happiness and love is right there, but it's about each other. It's no matter what goes on in life that we cannot come back together and build off of that because we're a foundation. We built that foundation once we said I do. Us to build the four walls together, right? And then it's up to us to put a roof on it, and it's up to us to put a front and a back door on it, and then it's up to us to put a alarm system on there. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So nobody can't break in, right? It's
Right.
up to us to do all that. So that makes sense.
Right.
Now, if you cannot go back, if you did not build that together, and it's so hard to build a house together, right? If you can't build that, if you can't go back to ground zero where you lose everything and then you don't have anything, no money, no house or nothing, and that tells you that I'm not able to provide because of COVID. You know what I mean? You gonna leave me? No, it's not about that. It's about being that one. You get what I'm saying? So I always use the analogy. If I'm going down 95 south and she's going down 95 north, we are off balance. So we got to pick and choose which way to go.
Right.
And the head is a big thing, man. So hey, man, trust me. Today we drive 95 south, and we'll find our way. And then if I'm going the wrong way, you better believe it, man. She gonna tell me about it. Hey, man, nah, turn this motherfucker around. We gotta go back this way. So we gotta try it. And we keep trying it and trying it, And eventually we'll get there.
Y'all
Eventually.
been doing good so far. Shoot.
Yeah. Definitely.
No,
Definitely.
but we are not. See, the thing about it is we never satisfied. We just content with each other. So you're not satisfied. When you satisfied, you just, I'm here, let me get the side love. You know what I mean? And that's it. You get what I'm talking about, right? The side love, the boring, and all that, man. It still has to be the same. It still has to be a grind every day. Every day I meet a new person. You know what I mean? That's it.
That's what keeps it interesting, though. And that's what keeps it like moving forward. Because people do get bored. You got to keep it, spicy. Especially, having kids that take a lot out of you. So you guys can't neglect what you originally had when you first started off. You got to get back to that every now and then. So I feel you completely all the way.
Yeah. A lot of people look at relationships in phases. You got the race to fall in love. Then you got the race to get married. Then you got the race to have kids. But a lot of people don't see past that. And a lot of people don't see in between that. There's so much that goes on in between each phase. And there's so much that goes on past that last stage that you think of. And you constantly have to keep building. Like you said, it's like a house. You got to keep building on that house because if you don't, it'll eventually rot, deteriorate. So you have to constantly keep putting effort into your relationship. And just as hard as you worked to get into that relationship, you should work just as hard to stay in that relationship. Like you said, it's not your job to make your partner happy. They should come to you happy, but you play a big part in keeping them happy.
Yeah.
It goes both ways. I like that. Do you feel that a relationship can survive if it only had one side of the provider nurturer, if it just had a provider in the relationship and no nurturer, or just nurturing and no providing? Do you feel like your relationship could survive?
I don't think so. I think you need both.
Okay.
Sometimes you got some people, you have a homeless couple and they out there living on the streets, but they got love. Unfortunately, I can't do that. We're going to have both. We're going to have to meet in the middle, because I can't.
Right.
I definitely think, man, I'm gonna contradict myself. Oh man, I'm gonna do it. But hey, man, that's what the people need to hear, man. They need to hear the truth. What I think, you know what I mean? So what I think is, I could cut out the nurturing, man, and I could be just a provider. I
But
think
that's
as a
a men's mentality sometimes.
that
Men are okay
I
with that sometimes. But as a woman,
right.
hell no.
Yeah, when you asking the man point of view, man, we like, and if I'm providing, it'll get me further than just being a nurturer. It would as a woman. If a woman see a man, right, now we get into the nitty gritty. All right, now we get into the nitty gritty. All right, so if a man wasn't working, right, and he was just nurturing, right, seen it many times,
Mm-hmm.
he don't get looked at the same way. You know what I'm saying? Now, if a man is just sitting at home and he's taking care of the kids and all that, right? This is where it's different, right? Now I know people watching it and they be like, man, I was thinking that and he gonna say it. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. You know it. A man sitting at he's taking care of the kids and all that, but he ain't got no money. It looks different. If a
Right.
woman is at the house and the man is taking care of the kids and he's paying all this money and all that, it looks a little bit different. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, a lot of stuff rides a little bit because it's still instilling us as old days. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like a bad thing. It's not a good thing either. It's just it's just a fact of life, man. Because if we was to think about it, if we was to go out as couples like we used to, right? Go around as couples, and we go around, and this dude, he around our circle, man. It's all these dudes and women making money, and then he ain't got nothing to talk about. He gonna feel a little left out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think as far as I think to go back to the question, I think as far as like, uh, I think you'll go further with just being the provider than the nurturer, vice versa. That's my take on it. But do you need both? I think you need both. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? To make it successful.
Right.
You
Right.
get what I'm saying? But to say it don't be successful, I've been seeing it where just being a provider, you know, parents, women, men who just provided, didn't know how to be sensitive to anything. All he did was go to work, sit on the couch, and the wife took the paycheck, paid all the bills and all that. That's the facts of USA. You get what I'm saying? So did it last? Did it work? Yes. You got people who's married for 40 years, 50 years to this day that did that. You get what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I can't name one of them. You know what I mean? Who just a nurturer, and you living on it like my girl say over there. She say, "Hey, I don't know if I can take being homeless." You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's how I take it, man. That's how I take it. I don't know. Do it make me right? Nah. I
It's
think
your
different.
opinion. It's your opinion. But
I
that's
think different.
at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Like you, I agree with what you said. Like it does look different for a man to just be a nurturer, and that's because of societal expectations that have been put on gender roles. For a man, historically, he's been known to provide. That's really the only thing that we were brought up believing that we brought to the table. We provide and we take care of our family. And as for women, they were labeled nurturers. Now you have women that are nurturers and providers, or then you have men who are just still providing. We haven't
Right.
evolved like women have evolved, and you get those men who get with successful women, and the woman may be okay with them being a nurturer, but my experience with those men are that it may not be the issue with their partner looking at them different, but they get that different look from society and their peers, and that causes doubt and that causes insecurity issues. Me personally, I can never see myself as just a nurturer, but if I was a nurturer and I was just sitting at home, I wouldn't have no men friends because they're not about to make me feel less for living my best life at home. I
Yeah.
can't be around nobody because I that would cause doubt in myself because I would feel like I'm not doing enough. But
Yeah.
when you put
But
yourself in a bubble, yeah, it's easy to kind of to accept that role because there are men out here who have accepted that role, and there are
uh,
women who that's the type of men they want, especially here in
yeah.
DC, man. That's common. A lot of women, most majority of the women do way better than the men here. And you got a lot of men who just okay with sitting at home. They ain't gonna do nothing.
I think if y'all both on the same page and y'all okay with that, then that's one thing.
Right.
But say for example, your significant other falls on hard times. Of course, you're gonna hold them down, but at some point, you're gonna expect them to stand on their own.
Right.
So I'm not gonna be the one to say I'm shallow and I wouldn't hold my significant other down. I most definitely would. I've done that before. So that's not it. But I mean, at some point, you kind of have to help yourself. Help you so you can help me, and so I can help you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then the thing about it, though, to help them out, just to help them out, little DC. Let me help them out real quick. So, to the people who does that, right? The men, don't feel no type of way, man. It is your balance in your family. You get what I'm saying? So you're a great nurturer at home, and the wife is bringing home the bacon, and daycare costs a grip. You get what I'm saying? And you making that sacrifice, and that is a big sacrifice to sit at home and do that. I say do it the best of your ability. But if you were just sitting there and you don't have and you are able to go do it, you gotta get off your mom. you gotta get off your A and get right. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes two to get to. I mean, make sure your kids understand how to work the everything that comes with it. I can't even get my words out because I'm so amped for this one. I'm so happy about it, man. I think they get to that next, and because kids look at you, man, and they're gonna do exactly what you do. So if you're lazy, and you know you lazy, if you listening to this right now, you know if you lazy or not. Everybody got a little lazy in them. You know what I mean? But me personally, I couldn't sit at the crib. I go crazy. You know what I mean? I gotta get this money. I gotta get right. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna let my wife work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, unless she want to. You get what I'm saying? Because if anything, I'm gonna work about 12 jobs. I'm gonna work, baby. I gotta get the grind. You know what I mean? By any means necessary, I'm gonna get what I need to get. You get what I'm saying? And I'm married to someone like that. Get it? She got about 12 jobs too. You know what I mean? But that's what she do.
Right.
It's just the way to go, man. So I mean, whatever floats y'all boat.
Definitely.
I ain't gonna knock it. I'm just telling you what I can't do. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I ain't coming home. I ain't about to go home. My wife be like, yeah, hey, you ain't did shit all day. Go in there and make me something to eat.
Yeah, it look different for different people. It's all in what you're comfortable with. It's all in your arrangement in your relationship, and it's all in what you need. Your partner may need this. Like you said, if you're at home taking care of the kids, cool. But if you're just at home, just waiting for them to come home to just provide them with the encouragement and nurturing, like you could do something in the meantime, in between time, in my opinion. But it looks different for different people. That's just, for me. I can't just sit around and do nothing. But if I'm occupying myself with my kids, I could get on board with doing that. But knowing me, I'm gonna also find something else that I could do to help out the situation.
Yeah.
Take the load off of her. She's gonna come home, cook dinner, do something like that because now she worked a long day. Now she gotta cook dinner and she gotta bathe the kids and stuff like that.
I'm the type. The house gonna be painted a different color every time she come. You're never gonna say I ain't did nothing. Different color. We running out of colors at Home Depot. Can't see I ain't did nothing. I ain't left the house though, but I'm getting stuff done. But yeah.
Hey, well, I ain't finished 82 games on 2K.
Yo. hey, that's lunch. That's lunch. That's lunch.
I ain't play no I ain't play 2K all day and watch you work all day. You know what I mean? I know I'm talking to somebody out there.
You don't talk to me nice. Don't talk to